Oh, perfect. Barely skimmed off the ground. Perfect. Oh my God, it went in the hole. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Welcome back to Odyssey, everyone. Got a pretty exciting, unique video for you guys today. So I've really been practicing a lot at the range, trying to rework my swing and stop that over-the-top action, but it's been getting a little mundane or boring, just beating balls. So every once in a while, what I like to do is do kind of a unique practice where I practice all the hardest approach shots in golf. So let's be honest, as amateurs, we are going to be in the weeds, we're going to be in the trees, we're going to be in the rough a lot. So if we can practice those escape shots and be confident when we get in there, because trust me, we will be in there a lot. It helps me score a lot better when I can confidently know that I can hit that knockdown shot out of the woods and avoid hitting it too high in the trees. Or if I have that downhill angle lie, make sure that I can kind of just scoop under it and just have a little dribbler down to the hole. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started practicing golf's hardest approach shots. All right, before I start doing the difficult shots, first thing I like to do with this practice is get some alignment sticks for the swing plane in front of me and then under my armpit. Probably something similar to what you've seen Tommy Fleetwood do, but I want to make sure my alignment to the ball and my body is connected before I start working on these difficult shots, because if I'm not connected when I'm working like a knockdown shot or like a bump and run or a flop shot, then my hands are going to be moving too quick or out of sequence, and I'm just going to be hitting terrible shots. So the goal of this practice is to really feel confident in these difficult lies and not have to think about the technique. You can just go up there and confidently hit the approach shot. So first we're going to go ahead and get our body connected, then we'll go ahead and work on those shots. All right, one other drill I like to do before I get into the difficult shots is I like to do some one-handed swings, both with the lead arm and the trail arm. The alignment sticks get everything feeling connected, but sometimes I have a tendency to like throw my hands too quick. So the one arm swing is really nice because you have to work your body through the ball. If you work your hands, then you're just gonna throw it and blade it. Do a few more of these. Really feeling the body work. One more is good, one should be good. All right, money. All right, first difficult shot I like to practice is the low knockdown ball. Typically, I'll be in the woods and I have a lot of overhanging branches and I have to hit a knockdown shot and just get it back into play. So I got the 8 and the 6 here. I like to practice this both. And I like to make this a little bit harder on myself here as I have this uphill and the branches. So I just got to get it through that little window there. So we'll go ahead and we'll start hitting some softer ones with the 8 and then we'll try to hit some lower flighted ones with the 6. So what I typically do for this one is, of course, I step behind it to check my alignment, but I choke up on the club and put it towards the back of my stance. So I'm really de-lofting the face, and then I'm just going to do that nice connected swing I was just working on, but have a little bit more weight into the front and think that I'm finishing low to really kind of knock this ball down here. So nice and connected. Perfect. Just a nice little controlled, flighted shot through the gap there. Really feeling the connection. And I can just always know that if I'm in the woodland realm here and I just need to hit a nice low one, I can just hit this nice connected swing and then get it out safely. Just clip the branch there. But that's perfect through that window. So not trying to do any hero shots here. get it to the green, any hero plays. This is just the safe, get it out of the woods shot, nice little low controlled flight. Let's do one more good one, then we'll go to the 6, get a little bit longer of a swing. Perfect. That's 3 just clipping the branches. So normally I wouldn't use an 8. That's a little bit too lofted. I was just doing that for some practice because 8's one of my favorite clubs. I like to really feel confident in my swing. Okay, clubbed up to the 6 here. Do the same thing, and this time I'm going to try to not hit those branches. De-loft it even more. Just see if I can barely skim it off the ground. Oh, perfect. Barely skimmed off the ground. Let's get 2 more. Barely skimmed off the ground. And I guess that one comment that I just made there about the 8-iron being my favorite club. So a lot of these shots are going to be very, very uncomfortable to hit. And it's better to take out a club and just get a confident stroke on it if that's your favorite club. Because like I said, there are no hero plays. We're just trying to get it back into play. So hitting a 6, because that's the yardage that could actually get you to the green, versus hitting an 8 because it's your favorite club and you can feel confident in the stroke. It's much better to be confident in the stroke than it is, because you're less likely to chunk it or flub it and just hit a nice smooth shot there. So that's 2 really good ones, not touching, barely skimming off the ground. Let's get 1 more in here. Nice flighted. Perfect. 3 flighted shots, barely skimming off the ground. On to the next. All right. So that was good with our controlled knockdown shots, trying to hit the ball low and escape the trees. Next shot I like to work on is like the 40-yard shot where you typically have like a bunker or a river or something, and you can't just hit a bump and run. So you have to fly it, but you need to hit a controlled shot just kind of to the middle of the green. So we have our 56 and our 52, and we're just going to try to hit a nice flighted, controlled shot to the middle there. So I like to do that same 3/4 type swing that we were just doing, but with this one we're using much more loft, and we're going to kind of swing hard into it and just really get it to have a nice controlled flight and land in the middle of the green there. So that one was a little bit thin, so it kind of rolled out instead of spinning, but that's exactly what we're kind of looking for. Just safe flight. We don't have to hit this giga flop shot and risk chunking or blading the ball. We can just hit this nice controlled ball flight, landed in the middle of the green. I got to spin this one a little bit more so I can not have it run so much. Perfect. Let's do 1 or 2 more of those. Just nice, feeling controlled, face through the ball. Over this 40-yard obstacle. Again, a little thin there, but because that's just a nice controlled half swing, results kind of the same every time. And I think you guys are getting my head chopped off here in the film, so let's move up a little bit. Okay. If I wanted to get real fancy, I could open the face up a little bit and try and pop it up a little bit more, get a little bit more spin on it, a little bit more of the front of the stance. But that's a little bit more of a flop shot than it is that kind of controlled 3/4 swing. Let's do 1 more nice controlled kind of half swing here. And then we'll move on. Wow, that felt good. A little thin though. Perfect. Again, we're not going for anything fancy here. Just 0 stress. Get it to the middle of the green over like a 40-yard hazard. So working good there. On to the next. All right, this next one is probably, I would say, easily one of the hardest shots in golf. So we have super thick rough, and it's a downhill angled lie, And then we got a green or the hole right around here. So we're just trying to hit a baby flop shot that just lands here and then just trundles down the hill. So this is easily one of the easiest shots to just try to get too fancy and hit it with the blade and just hit it straight across the green. We really want to make sure we get under it and hit that kind of flop shot. So my strategy for these ones is I'll kind of line up, angled a little bit open, and then bring the club kind of outside to in, because you got to match the slope that you're on. And because we're at an angle, we got to make sure we're on that same slope. So out to in to match the slope. And then we got to make sure our chest just keeps moving through the ball. We're not doing anything with our hands here slapping at it. We're just moving our chest through the ball, and we're out to in to match the slope here. So line it up. And then just trundle it out there. And this is a pretty steep downhill, so it's going to run out a little bit. But that's exactly what we're going for. Just kind of get it to flop like 2 feet, and then just let it slowly run. So let's try do 1 or 2 more good ones here. Oh, that one's good. One more. One more. Always got to do 3 in a row. 1 is luck, 2 is coincidence, 3 is you got it. So got to do at least 3 in a row. See if we can get this one to stop on a dime. Oh, nope. Try to get too fancy there and just slide it under it. So that was too tentative of a swing. I was trying to get too fancy. So if we go back, really got to just commit to swinging with the body to slide it underneath. And we're going out to in to match the slope. Boom. There we go. All right, now we're on the opposite side of the green here, and we're gonna do the opposite shot. So on that side of the green, we were on a super downhill slope with an angle, and we just needed to hit a little trundler that just flopped out and trundled. Here, we're on the super upslope, and what we wanna do is we wanna hit a really high flop shot because we want it to stop on a dime and not run down the hill. So for this one, when we were on the downslope, we had to take it out to in to match the slope. But when we're on the upslope, we need to take it in to out to match the slope. And one thing to keep in mind is on this shot here, we're really close, but if you're a little bit farther away, when you're on the uphill lie, you're naturally going to be standing at the hill's angle, so you're going to be adding loft to the club, so it's going to go a shorter distance. So when you're hitting it an uphill ball, you typically need to club up to make sure that it gets all the way the distance that you're trying to fly it. So here, gonna get a nice wide stance ball towards the front, take it a little bit from the inside, and just hit a nice flop shot here. Too much flop. Let's see if we can get it right next to the hole here. That's money. About 6 inches from the hole there. Sometimes it's very easy to just want to dip underneath and kind of open it up like I did on that first shot. But again, we're just making sure we're feeling that connected body, swinging confidently through the ball, and just trust the mechanics of the in to out and the natural uphill lie to do all the work for us of flying the ball high. So just nice and connected, perfect flop shot. That's all I'm thinking about. Is just confident swing and connection and the natural mechanics. So I don't even have to think about any swing thoughts really, because once I'm in the proper setup and I just do my confident swing, everything will naturally happen that needs to happen. So that was 3 good flop shots in a row. On to the next. All right, the last shot I like to work on to finish my difficult approach shot practice is I like to do bump and run practice of really long putting distances with a bunch of different lofts. So typically it's very common for people to just take out like a 52 or a 60 and use that for a wedge shot. But sometimes you want to just keep it as low to the ground as possible and run the ball. So link style, British Open, that type of golf. So to finish my workouts, and again, I like to finish with this one because it's just all about connection and hitting a nice smooth shot, is I got a bunch of different lofts, and we're just gonna hit some nice long bump and runs across this green and try and get it to stop before the rough. So I'll start with the pitching wedge, and I'll try to hit a more lofted one. And the goal is to hit all 3 clubs the same distance, just bumping them and then letting it run to the same distance. So there's one hole all the way across there that I normally aim at. Go ahead, feel some nice connection. So this one's going to be a little bit more lofted, and then we'll work our way down to the 8. Bumping onto that hill, and then let it trundle down. And then I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll go ahead and lift up the angle. So all the way across the green there, maybe I'll try to zoom in. There's the ball, so try to get it to stop before the fringe. Okay, set it back up so you guys can see. And I guess I should have mentioned this, or I guess I'll do an intro of it, but I'll mention it again at the end of the video here. So this is Bartlett Hills Golf Club, and I really like doing some just like dusk practices here for this approach game practice, because they have this absolutely massive green complex. They got that hill over there that I like to practice on, and at this time of the day at dusk, there's like nobody here, so I can just work on whatever shots that I want. So if you guys are in the residential Chicagoland area, this is a real great place to do this kind of difficult approach shot practice late at night, and maybe you'll see me here if you ever decide to do it. Oh, that one's gonna have a little too much carry. Sit. And, oh, just trundled over 2 inches. Let's do one more good one. Just feeling smooth connection through the ball. And then we'll loft up, or loft down. That's the one I wanted. Right at the target. Get to the hill, catch the hill. Perfect. Oh, go in the hole. Oh my God, it went in the hole. Oh, hell yeah, brother. All right, let's take a quick jog over there. Oh, well, I guess we can end with that one for the pitching wedge and move on to the 9-iron. Oh man, nice. Go ahead, and that's good. Granted, this hole is a giant hole for some reason, but go ahead. And we got that one in there. So nice 60-yard chip in. Let's do our 9-irons and our 8-irons, and then we'll be done for the day. But you can see connection's feeling good. Let's cut away to the other clubs. All right, we're back over here. Let's club up to the 9 and do the same thing. 3 more shots. So this one, I gotta land it a little bit more to the front of that hill, not land it on the plateau. Because otherwise it's going to run out too long. So just to the front of that area, right there. Feel the connection. Feel the connection. Right at the base. All right, perfect. Run it over. Right down. Nice. 2 more, and then up to the 8. Oh, a little bit to the left. Might catch that rough. Oh, good bounce over. All right, just opening that one a little bit, trying to get a little too fancy. Got to make sure we're working through the ball. There we go. A little bit too much gas on that one, though. Right at the target, though. All right, now the 8 to finish up. Sorry if my figure is very shadowy, but dusk is the best time to practice this, so, because nobody's here. Got the whole complex to ourselves. All right, now, nice little low bullet bump and run right into the base of the hill. Catch the distance. Oh, almost 2 in the hole. It's good approach practice when you chip 2 of them in the hole. Match the slope. Oh, that one's got the distance. Go in the hole. Go in the hole. Ooh, right in the fringe. All right, last one. Last chance. Catch it. Catch it. Perfect. Slide it. Money. And that's a wrap for our super difficult approach shot practice. Hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. Be sure to thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it or you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if there's anything to kind of take away from this practice or this style of practice in this video, is sometimes you just got to change it up so your practice doesn't get stale. And this is actually a very, very impactful thing to practice, especially for like mid-amateurs, because we are always in the difficult stuff. And if you can just walk up and confidently hit these shots, you are going to save your guys' self so many strokes. Like, you cannot even believe how many times when I'm having a bad driver day or a bad iron day, and I can just confidently hit these shots and putt and save most holes with a par, up and down, or a bogey. So again, I cannot emphasize enough, this practice is not only super, super helpful, but it's also super, super fun. So I hope you guys will get out there and try it. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.